Hi, my name is Casey Fieldman. It's nice to meet you all. You must be Jason and Yasmin. How y'all doing today? We're good, thank you for making the time to see us. As I told you on the phone, Jason and I are having trouble with our communication. You see, Jason won't talk to me about the important things. He just says that I'm nagging him and that there isn't anything to talk about. Even though I know that he feels some type of way, he just ignores it and acts like he feels nothing.
Well, if that's what you want to talk about, how about we add the fact that you are way too close to your mother? She is far too much into our relationship. She calls like 10 times a day, wanting to know every little detail and every little thing about everything. And Yasmin tells her everything.
Okay, I can see that both of you are feeling frustrated, and that's perfectly normal. How do you feel about being in therapy, Jason? I already know how Yasmin feels since we spoke on the phone a little bit, but how are you feeling about being here?
Well, I've never been to therapy before, but I'm open to the process since it's so important to Yasmin that we do this. I'd like to see where this goes.
Okay, I'm glad to hear that. Okay, since both of you have already said what you have issue with one another, how about we take turns responding to what the other has said? Yasmin, why don't you start? I don't see what the big deal is, so I'm close with my mom. That's completely normal in my culture. You see, I'm Puerto Rican, and I was the only daughter out of 5 children. So naturally, my mom and I are close. We were the only females in the house. That's not the only difference between Jason and I either. My family is big and loud, and we are very open with our thoughts, opinions, and emotions, and aren't afraid to voice them. Jason's family is quiet, and it seems as though they never actually say what they really want to say. And like Jason, pretend like things don't bother them. I mean, they don't even hug hello or goodbye. They are very distant from one another. Wow, it sounds like you came from a big family, Yasmin. As you were talking, I started sketching the beginning of a genogram. Do you know what that is? No, I don't. Well, it's like a family tree. I'd like to get more detailed one at our next session if that is okay with you all. Yeah, that's fine with me.
Sure, why not? And Yasmin is right. My family is not as close to one another as hers is. We are distant, but that's the way it always was. I mean, my younger brother and I were raised by nannies until we were old enough to be sent to school. We were taught that men don't show emotions. We were meant to be stoic and logical at all times. If we felt anything, we had to ignore it and keep it inside. And we are definitely not ones to tell each other everything. And I like not telling my parents everything. I mean, going to their house on holidays is enough for me.
Okay. So in your family, Jason, it was completely normal to have clear and rigid boundaries.
Yes.
Okay. And Yasmin, it is completely normal in your family to have very close connections. Yes, and that is how we show we care for one another. Okay, I understand. What I'm getting from you, Jason, is that you would like Yasmin to put a little more space between her and her family. Is that right?
Yes, I'd like her to spend more time with me instead of being at her mom's house all the time. I mean, she can't be doing that all the time when we have kids. I'm tired of her mother calling me every time we have an argument to put her 2 cents in. It's like I'm being ganged up on. Like that would make me want to share any more than I already had. Especially since I know she would be telling her mom the minute the conversation is over. It's really quite irritating and annoying to have someone butting in that isn't directly involved in the discussion in the first place.
Okay, I understand. And Yasmin, what I'm getting from you is that you would like Jason to express more to you and let you in as opposed to emotionally closed off to you. Is that correct? Yes, it is. Because when he does that, it makes me feel so isolated and alone. I mean, I never know what he's feeling. It's like we are completely separate. We're supposed to be partners in life, and it doesn't feel like a partnership anymore. Okay. I just want to let y'all know I understand both of your points of views. And there are terms for what both of you would like to see change in your relationship. Jason, you want Yasmin to be more differentiated from her family so that you can start thinking about starting your own family. Now, there is a whole scale of different degrees of differentiation. What I'm guessing you mean, Jason, and correct me if I'm wrong, is that you would like some privacy about your relationship. You have no problem yet with Yasmin being close to her mom. You would just like it if she did not have to know every detail and if she wasn't over at her house every weekend and day off. Is that about right, Jason?
Yes, that's exactly what I want.
Okay. And Yasmin, what you're describing sounds like you feel as though Jason has emotionally cut you off, especially during periods of stress. Jason, from what you've said so far, that sounds like something that is very common in your family. I'm willing to guess that your parents were raised to be the same way. Both of these issues can be resolved, but it'll take work on both of your parts. Is that something that you guys are willing to do? Yes, I'm willing to work for it. I'm sorry that it made you feel that way, Jason. I had no idea.
I'm sorry, too. I'm willing to do the work as well. I didn't know how my actions or non-actions were affecting me.
Okay. This is some great progress, you guys. I'll see you both next week at the same time. Is that okay with you?
Yep.
Yeah. See you then.
Soon.